How's everyone's? Everyone's. So, this might be a whole bunch of parts series, okay? So, what happened was, I got a wedding cake coming up April the 11th. It is March the 24th. Yeah, I think. Okay, so we are doing a very rustic purple and white themed wedding cake, 3 tiers. I got the flowers in last week and noticed that the leaves on those were a very nice matte sage. So I got permission to do the top tier in that sage color. I want to try a new technique. We're going to mess around with some velvet texture, okay? All right. So what I saw was someone had done it with wafer paper. Now, mind you, it was white buttercream and the white wafer paper, right? Yeah. So they just crumbled up the wafer paper, put it in a processor, turned it into a dust, and then put it on the buttercream before they put it in the refrigerator, and it gives like this matte texture. Well, my issue is I need it to be sage green. So here was my thought process. I'll take my wafer paper, which is white. See? Wafer paper melts. Okay, yeah. Okay, if you get it too wet, it's just gone. Melts. So I have taken some of my Everclear and my food color. Yeah, I did the Color Mill Sage Green right here. And we're going to paint the wafer paper. And then I'm going to put it in my dehydrator and make sure that it gets real dry before we put it in the Ninja and blitz it into oblivion. All right, hang on. Let me show you. Okay, you can indeed see me. See, I've got it on a rack so it doesn't stick. And then basically what I'm doing is I'm putting it on my silicone mats to stick it in the dehydrator for a few minutes to make sure that it's dry. Because if you put it in your Ninja and it's wet, that's right, you'll get glue. Very good in the back. All right, so here we go. I am being light-handed with this because you don't want to, again, it'll melt. That's the reason we're using Everclear and not water, because the alcohol content is so high it'll just dry, right? So we're going to very quickly paint both sides. We do the front side and then we'll flip it over and put it on the mat and do the other side. You see, it's turning it green. Yeah. I don't know if wafer paper comes in colors, but I also need, don't worry about the magazines in the back. I also need, I need it to be my shade, right? This is a custom color. All right. We're going to flip it very carefully onto the silicone mat, move it up here, and then we're going to paint the other side. I don't have to be quite as easy on this side because it's on the silicone mat, but you still, if you get it too wet, it'll melt. See, now it'll stick so you guys can kind of see what I'm doing. And if everything goes correctly when this dries, it will be that color and we'll have a powder. Now this is going to go into my dehydrator for a few minutes. All right, we've got 3 that are dry now, and I'm just going to break them up so that we can fit them in our little Ninja. All right, we're going to wait for the others to dry, and we're going to try to get this filled up, and then we'll blitz it up. Okay, y'all don't laugh where I got you put, okay? I'm trying to make it to where you can see. All right. How many sheets did I do? Babies, I don't know. I didn't count. It is what it is, right? So, Ninja, we got them all dry. Okay. Put this here, hopefully. Yeah, y'all can see that. All right. She gonna get loud. Cover your ears. Okay, we still got big chunks in there. We needed to be aggressive. We still got a couple of big chunks in there. Let's go again. All right. And we got powder. Looky there. Now, me being me, see, I'd already done a batch, so I knew it worked. Yes, I cheated. I love it when a plan comes together. Looky there. Isn't that beautiful? Now, I put an oxygen pack in here because I don't trust nothing and no one. And we going to seal her up. Because, again, it's also a messy job. You might want to wear gloves. All right, she's sealed. Now, I'm doing a 6-inch. Is this going to be enough? Babies, I don't know. I don't know. Am I going to do some more? Probably. I'm probably going to fill this jar up from Pretty Sweet Baby Jesus that's going to be enough. If I had to guess, there's probably 15, 20 sheets in here, I reckon. Somewhere around there. Wafer paper itself is cheap. Color Mill is not. This is $10 a bottle, people, because it's an oil base. It doesn't take a whole lot, and it didn't take a whole lot on the paper. And we still came out really nice sage. Like, that's the color I wanted. So, there's part 1 of the rustic wedding cake that's fixing to come up. So, y'all come back and maybe, you know, we'll do the other things. Yes, the cakes are baked. What the hell's wrong with you? They're in the freezer sleeping. We also have mousse that we need to do, a stabilized mousse. So, I've got a new recipe for that. We're going to do them all in sections. That way y'all get to see the components. And if you like some of them, then, you know, you can have them. Okay. Love you. Bye.